Hey everybody, it's episode 155 of PodQuest.
It's more like 158 if you ask me.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's Wednesday, August 9th, 2017, and I'm Chris, that's Druten, and that's Walnut.
Hey!
And yeah, third time's a charm, guys.
Yeah, so far, I don't know.
It looks like it's working.
Maybe. I don't know.
Hey.
I can't see from here.
I have Audacity just running on the laptop. It's kind of picking us up. Worst comes to worst, that's a thing.
Man, I could have let you go so long before telling you that you didn't hit the fucking record button.
Hey,
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you got it.
Yeah, I think we would have both been pretty mad.
That's why I'm here.
I would have walked away. I would have left. There would be no walnuts in this episode if
I needed to at least let you get through the intro.
That's alright, you know? It helps.
Yep.
You know, every time you do the intro, you get a little bit better.
Exactly.
At this point, I just got it down. I think 155 in the bag.
We need to get to like 10,000 hours of recording and we'll all be masters at it or whatever that rule is.
That's debatable, but...
Well, 155 episodes, roughly 2 hours, so we're at about 300 hours.
Yeah, so, you know, only 9,700 hours to go.
Something like that.
We're close. I mean, Chris Hardwork hasn't even gotten that far, right?
I don't know, he does a lot of fucking recording things.
Yeah,
he does.
You figure it... I mean, he's at over 1,000 hours of podcasts of just Nerdist.
No, Nerdist... Well, oh yeah, sometimes Nerdist does go over an hour, but they're not at 1,000
because they're in the 900s, aren't they?
I'll double check real quick. I don't know.
Then also, you know, like, how many episodes of Talking Dead, 600 episodes of At Midnight, singled out.
They hit 600 episodes of At Midnight?
The final episode was 600.
That's impressive. Yep. Good for them. Anyway, if this is your first time watching or listening, and you'd like to help support us, you can head over to patreon.com/onequest to do so. And we would really appreciate it.
Google doesn't say how many episodes Nerdist is. I'd have to listen to the episode. I haven't listened to them in a number of weeks, as you can see.
I swore they were just numbered in the title.
Yeah, I thought they were too.
So did I, but no.
It's not on the Google Play app.
That's what you get for subscribing to the podcast through Google.
I like Google.
I do too, but not for my podcasts. 893 episodes? 892 is the most recent episode.
It's in the corner of the image for the episode. That's where it is.
And Podcast Addict actually just tells you how many total episodes there are.
Also that.
So, my app's better than yours.
I like Google Play, though.
No, I like Google Play for a lot of things, just not podcasts. I use it for music.
Yeah, me too. And it's all in one. So
when I plug my phone into the car, I have the option between Podcast Addict and Google Play. So
nice. Look at Cobb with a fancy car that has Google in it.
It's actually pretty cool. I like it. I get my map show up on the little screen and shit.
I don't have any of that.
Did your window get fixed?
No, not yet.
Wait, what happened to your window?
I went on... what day was it?
Saturday?
Yeah, I went Saturday to the dealership.
Right.
They checked it out. They ordered a switch for it. I just got the call today that it's in.
Okay.
I am on call starting Friday, though, so I can't go get it fixed until next Saturday. And Rich, to answer your question, I noticed it when I bought the car, and I thought the guy had it looked at. The passenger side, if you put the window down with it, the window basically gets stuck.
Okay.
And you can't raise it or lower it from the driver or the passenger for like a couple of minutes, and then all of a sudden the driver's side works again. Apparently, like, the switch was bad on the passenger side, so they're just going to replace it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, not a big deal, and the only I potentially would have never noticed it because I never sit in the fucking passenger side, and the driver's side controls work fine, like the windows go up and down.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize it, but since it was there when I bought it, and the salesman said he was going to have it looked at before I bought it, I'm not fucking paying for it, whether they try to charge me or not.
Yeah,
yep.
No, makes sense.
Yeah. So, you guys want to jump into news?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, so we don't get the fancy little thing above us this time. I'll try to get that working for last time.
Over there.
Yeah, there. But we do have a border. There should be a border up top above us. It'll say YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. And then down below us, it's got the website and the Patreon. So
I'm going to say black on purple. Maybe not the best choice, but...
here's the thing. I literally did it in about 5 minutes to see if it works.
Sure.
And then I'm like, oh, cool, this works. I'll spend a little time for next time and actually do it nice.
Okay.
It was really just it was a proof of concept. It worked really easily, so I just left it.
Fair.
You know?
It makes sense.
Also, you shouldn't stare at the monitor so much.
Nah.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm staring at you guys. The monitor's just in the way.
Yeah, it works real bad for me since I have to control it and it's fucking behind me.
Yep.
Who thought of this setup?
Listen, I wanted it on the big TV. It wouldn't work on the laptop. If you guys would like to donate some money towards me, I can buy a computer with an HDMI out.
Well, you know how we can do that.
I already plugged the Patreon. Don't be a douche.
I was gonna plug it again.
Yeah, no, you can't be a shill.
I mean,
you don't have that type of personality yet.
I mean, we could.
We could, but then we're giant douchebags.
All I gotta say is visit our Patreon at patreon.com/OneQuest. Right?
Does
I
it
don't even know what
anyway.
it is.
He just doesn't.
Does
get
it anyway?
I mean,
what a douche.
And then there's dog. I hear dog.
Yeah, she's probably getting picked up on the thing. Anytime somebody walks by, she barks because she's an asshole.
She's a dog. She's adorable.
I love her, but she's an asshole. So, first news story, everybody. Disney, in just a fucking fit of wisdom, is going to pull all of its movies and stuff off of Netflix as the current deals end.
Yep.
Because they're going to do their own streaming service like every other fucking platform to the point where it's no longer beneficial to cancel cable.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of this bullshit. Like, I canceled cable to save myself money, and if I want to watch all the shit I want to watch, I need to spend the same amount of money as if I were to have cable.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then still, even if I were to have cable, I wouldn't be able to watch everything, but, like, it's bullshit.
Yeah, it's one of those, you know, when it was having Netflix and a Hulu, cool, like, fine with that, that's like $20 a month. You throw, like, if you already have Amazon Prime, great. Like, I would not recommend anybody to go purchase Prime just for Prime Video.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, if you're going to use the other services, like, that's a good deal. $100 a year, you get I use the 2-day free shipping fucking constantly.
Yep.
So, like, I make out with my $99 in Prime.
You make out with Amazon?
Yep.
They're
real good at kissing.
Okay.
But yeah, like now, so what is it? Disney is doing it now, which, according to like the reports, the Netflix shows are going to remain on there because that was like an actual deal for like them to co-produce them or whatever.
Yeah.
But all like the Disney Channel series and movies and stuff that are on Netflix are going away, and then as the deals end, the actual movies are also going away, which is a fucking bummer.
I guess I need to watch all the Star Wars and Marvel movies like as much as I can until it ends.
There's also going to be an ESPN branded service that's going to be starting too. And I think there was something else. Oh, DC. DC was going to do their own service for streaming stuff.
Jesus. I don't think...
Not surprising.
Like, DC, come on now.
Well, it'll end up being all of the animated movies, which there are a lot of. There's like 30-ish of them, I think. Maybe like Batman the Animated Series, Justice League, like those like 90s, early 2000 cartoons. Who knows about the more recent stuff like Teen Titans Go and... Young Justice. I think actually, Young Justice, I believe, is supposed to, the third season of that's going to debut on the DC streaming service.
Yeah.
But, I mean, because at this point, I actually messaged you the other day to ask you how you watch some of your shows.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't watch the CW shows on Hulu or anything. You can only watch them on the CW app. I believe it's still free. You need the app to stream it, right?
It's free, but there's ads.
Yeah.
Which, the ads aren't that bad. They're not Hulu bad. The app isn't all that great when it comes to Chromecasting and stuff. It kind of glitches out a bit. It'll keep running the show on the Chromecast, but it'll like kind of close out on the phone or something. It's weird.
So every app I cast does that. Like I can still pause it, but the weird thing is like Game of Thrones. Like right now, I don't care if I'm paying the same amount or not. I fucking refuse to pay Comcast $15 for HBO because they're such a pile of dicks.
Mm-hmm.
That I did Hulu. Like I have HBO through Hulu right now.
Yeah.
And I'm actually on the free month, so it's even better. But you know, I cast Game of Thrones to the TV from my phone. And by the end of the episode, it's basically like it's still active on the phone, but nothing fucking works.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
And yours is the Chromecast on the app or on your TV, right? You don't have like a physical Chromecast, and you have like the first gen Chromecast.
I have a plug-in first gen Chromecast.
Okay, yeah, because that's what I have too, and I'm starting to think those are just too old for the shit that
they are
trying to stream through.
I don't know if it's in this room or in the bedroom, but I have one of the first gen Chromecasts, and it doesn't work great for most things anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really Chromecast much anymore. It's if I'm gonna be on like HBO now, I'm going to be watching it on my PS4, my Xbox One. If I'm on YouTube, it's going to be on any of my systems. Like, maybe I'll Chromecast on YouTube, but you can YouTube from your phone to your PS4. So,
see, the problem with HBO, and I don't know if it might be available on the PS4. I'm not sure. Not all platforms that you can get Hulu on also support HBO on Hulu.
Weird.
So my phone does, but my TV doesn't. Like, I have a smart TV, so it has the Hulu app built into it. Normally, that's how we watch Hulu.
I mean, that's weird, but also at the same time, how much extra are you paying to have HBO on your Hulu?
This month, nothing.
Well,
normally it's $15, which is the same thing it would cost for just HBO Go or to pay Comcast for it.
So then, why don't you cancel for this month and then pick up HBO Now, which gives you another free month?
I mean, that's probably what I'll do. My month isn't up yet; I haven't paid for it. But like I said, the only thing I'm not willing to do is pay Comcast, because when I called them in June because my bill went over $200 again, and I told the person, I'm like, I don't want any premium channels except HBO, and I don't want a home phone.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do to make it cheaper. I found out like right before Game of Thrones started that the only premium channel I don't have is HBO. They gave me every other fucking one after the person said that I would have HBO.
Yes.
And I found out today, while finding out how much my bill would be if I just canceled everything but internet, that I still have a fucking home phone service.
Cool.
Because they're just like, yeah, well, if you keep your existing phone and internet and drop to limited basic, your bill will be like $115 a month. And I'm like, wait, I don't have home phone service. I had that canceled 2 months ago. And they're like, no, it's still on here. I'm like, well, what if you take that fucking off too? It's like, oh yeah, then it's $82. I'm like, so basic cable and internet is $82 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
Why am I paying for a phone? I don't even have a phone jack in this house that works.
Yeah, I don't know. I had to do that with Verizon. I just realized, I'm reading my bill because it went up probably $60 to $80. I have a connection for TV. I called them up. I was like, "What the hell is this TV? Like, I don't have I don't have a receiver for TV. What the hell is this? Oh, it's cheaper to have that and that." I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't have a receiver, so why am I paying for it? Why not just internet?" We went through this whole spiel, got it back down to what it was. I still can have TV, but I'm not paying the rental fees and stuff for it. So a year from now, I just have to call them again and be like, "Hey, move me down again because I'm not using the TV. I don't have a receiver. I don't even know if I have like cable lines into it. It just all I have is the internet box."
Yeah, like it's getting to the point for me where like it's just too expensive, and we're either within the next year either just going to cut cable out, which like I've looked, it wouldn't be that bad because most of the stuff we watch is on basic channels like 3, 6, 10, Fox, like that sort of deal, and then the other stuff is like available other places, like through streaming apps or whatever. It's either going to be that or switching to Fios.
Which Fios, I've never had a problem with Fios except for this one time when they raised the bill.
It's not even so much that I don't want to switch to Fios. It's just I don't feel like dealing with like them having to come in and install the box and run the lines and everything.
Yeah, and that is a pain in the ass.
Because you figure I'll need the box installed downstairs and a line run up here for the internet.
And they should be able to run it through the same like ports that your cable line is run through.
Well, so right now, when your cable is set up correctly, you have 2 lines run into your house. You have one for internet, one for TV. So my TV one runs into the basement and then up into like the living room. My internet one runs right up the side of the house into the room we're in right now.
Okay.
So either way, like they'd have to run something somewhere, and it's such a fucking hassle that I kind of, as much as I would like to just get away from Comcast because fuck them all, I'm almost willing to just pay for the internet just to not have to go through that hassle.
Yeah. Did Fios expand over into here?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
We just found out recently. So when we moved in, it didn't. And I was actually, it was either Target or Walmart we were in. I think it was Walmart. We walked in there and there was a guy in the front of the store from Verizon trying to sell Fios. And like he wouldn't take no for an answer. I'm like, dude, I just moved in. I checked. We don't have Fios in our area. He's like, well, let me bring it up anyway. What's your zip code? I'm like, fine. And I gave him my zip code. He's like, oh yeah, it's not in the area. I'm like, I fucking said that to you 8 goddamn times.
Wait, the Fios guy came to your door right now?
No. This was like in a Walmart. We were like shopping, and like he was one of those in there trying to sell Fios. I'm like, if I'm telling you it's not in the area because I just fucking moved in 2 days ago, I think I know if it's in the goddamn area.
Okay, sorry, I was half paying attention. I thought you said he came to your door before you had Fios.
No.
Okay.
But yeah, so all that aside, the whole idea of just one more streaming service just almost makes me not even want to deal with cutting the cord.
Yeah.
Like, it's just becoming more and more of a hassle to watch things.
It is. That's why I'm happy that I have special sources through a specific Plex server that I can watch things on.
And I'm starting to get the feeling as more and more companies start doing over-the-top services that cable will start having to get more competitive with price.
Yeah.
To keep people from cutting the cord completely.
Yeah, but then eventually the companies that are opening up these streaming services will take everything off of cable and just have it on streaming services, which then it's going to be more of a pain in the ass.
Well, because like right now you figure there's Hulu, there's Netflix, there's YouTube TV. Mm-hmm. You can still do PS View in certain markets. I think we fall in one of the markets.
I think it's like fairly available now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it expanded. I'm pretty sure you can get it basically anywhere. What is available in certain areas differs, but I think pretty much everyone in the U.S. can get it now.
I think there's a couple other, like, you can do like the Slingbox thing.
Yeah, Sling TV, fucking...
Like, there's it's almost to the point now where there's too many options.
Yeah.
And, like, just none of them appear to be that good, and they just keep adding more fucking things you have to pay for.
Yeah.
I will say I was happy with PlayStation View when I had it for the week or so that I had it for. The price is still, I think it's $40 a month.
For the most basic thing.
But it gave me what I wanted. And they even had ABC on there, which made me happy, whereas most of the other services don't have ABC on their basic package. So I was happy. I was able to watch sports. I was able to watch all my shows, but it was still like I was like $40 a month is still pricey. I probably would have canceled it at the end of every season for a couple of months and then reinstated it. But it's just that would have been a pain in the butt.
Yeah, and I'm the sucker that watches too much sports to cut cable.
I mean, like, there are things that, like, there are all those sports packages, like, if you were to go to, like, a PS View that you could sign up for.
Yeah, but
at the same time, like, would you really be saving money at that point?
No, and with most of them, like, the local teams are blacked out.
Oh, I did not realize that.
So, like, I'm pretty sure if, like, I got NFL Sunday Ticket, I could watch every game except the Eagles.
So you could watch all the good teams.
Well, yeah, pretty much. But, I mean, what if one of the good teams is playing the Eagles? Then...
So, I mean, I guess at that point it's one of those... And you would end up maybe breaking even, like, with what you're paying. You drop down to, like, the limited basic where you just have local stations.
Yeah.
And then you get the sports package, and it's like...
Well, yeah, I mean, like, actually, at least for football, like, those games are broadcast on standard over-the-air TV.
Yeah.
That I would still be able to watch all the Eagles games, but I wouldn't... If I wanted to watch anything else, I would need to pay, like, $250 or whatever it is for the season for Sunday.
Yeah, and that's obnoxious.
Yeah, that's why I just go to my rich friends' houses.
Yeah.
I'll just go there and watch it.
But I like watching football at home.
Yeah.
So, next up, what do you guys think of Josh Brolin as Cable?
I didn't hate it as much as Sean Appleton hated it.
I mean, look, he does not look anything like Cable.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he looks good, and it's like...
I think he looks a little too generic.
Yeah.
Like, nothing about that, to me, screams Cable.
Fair.
But again, like, he doesn't look bad, just not.
I mean, think about it like this. Remember when we thought Ivan Ooze was the villain in Apocalypse?
Yeah, he still looked pretty bad in that movie.
I thought he looked better than the early pictures we saw.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. A lot of that was just color correcting.
Yeah.
But, like, this is just one of those, if that's the costume he's wearing, it doesn't... he just looks like Universal Soldier. Like, he looks like dystopian fucking renegade.
But, I mean, that's what he is, though. He's
No,
not
like-
he's not a mutant or anything. He's just a time traveling.
Do you not know who the fuck Cable is?
Cable is the son of Scott and Jean, I believe, or yeah, whatever. Cable is the son of Scott.
Yeah,
He doesn't have powers. He just
Yes, he
tells.
does.
He does.
He's psychic.
Is he psychic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, then you can't put his powers on his outside, but
But still, like, Cable had a certain look to him.
Yeah.
That, like-
fucking jacked ass beefy
And
dude.
look, Brolin is fucking jacked for this role.
Yeah.
Like,
But he's like regular dude jacked, not like Batista.
yeah, honestly, like, it's a shame that Batista is already Drax, because that dude fits perfect.
yeah,
You know who might have been a good Cable? Fucking John Cena.
John Cena.
I'm not even kidding.
But so, like, here is just... If it'll load anyway. Here's sort of a modern-ish look at Cable. And, like, I guess it's more just the clothes is what makes him look kind of generic, because Cable always wore different... It's hard to explain. But even, like, the arm doesn't quite stand out the same way.
Yeah.
And I get it, they're trying to make it look a little more, like, quote-unquote realistic.
Yeah,
But at the same time, like, they fucking nailed Deadpool in the first one. Like, the costume was exact to the comics, and he looked just as bad as he does in the comics without the mask on.
yeah.
So, it's just I don't think he's going to do a bad job, and I don't have a huge issue with the way that he looks. It's really just like he doesn't look like Cable.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been better if they used what's his name that everybody wanted to use for him.
I mean, honestly, if this was like the look that they were going with, Stephen Lang would have looked just as not Cable-y.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing Lang had going for him is his hair was actually white. Which, I mean, that's kind of like the standout feature for Cable is he has white hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, because he's an older dude.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
look,
Look, John...
as sci-fi as
Yeah.
I think Cable.
I mean, to me, it also looks like they are maybe trying to give him a younger look.
Really?
A younger feel.
What they should have done is fucking had J.J. Abrams come in to design the photos. Because you add some more lens flare to that, he'd probably look a little more Cable-y.
Oh,
Maybe.
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there's already a little bit of lens flare going on there.
If I can... No, I mean, just a little bit on the eye, but that's always there. I mean, actually, this one, there isn't. Let me see if I can find the right picture. Sorry, bear with me for a minute.
We have to cut a lot if we just not talk.
No, you don't cut anything out of this stuff.
Like, for as sci-fi as X-Men is in general, like, Cable always felt even more sci-fi.
Yeah, but
I mean-
I get what you're saying, but also when you look at Deadpool 1, it was
Like-
a lot more darker and grittier. And
That's fucking Cable. Come on now, guys.
Fucking beefy he is.
Yeah, but that's not real. Like, you can't get that beefy, except for...
The Rock?
Oh, The Rock would have been a real good
Yeah,
Cable.
Oh, yeah.
The Rock was great as Cable.
I didn't even say that as, like, The Rock should be Cable. That was more of a just, like, look how big that fucking guy is. Even like you said, like, Cena's pretty bulky. Fucking Batista is a goddamn fucking...
And, I mean, Batista's nothing as jacked as, like, he used to be back in the day.
But you know what I mean? Like,
he's a big, beefy dude still.
Batista's mostly just
like,
now.
Yeah,
It's
Batista's
adorable.
pretty fucking jacked.
Batista has the body type where, like, if they were going to do a 1970s reboot of the Hulk, where an actual person played the Hulk, Batista could do it because he's got that just like hulking body type.
Yeah.
But you know, like, this does not discourage me from the movie,
No.
and
No.
Josh Brolin's an awesome fucking actor.
Yeah.
And
So
the look for Domino as well, I like how they're changing that up too. It's not...
see, I've got no sort of I don't have any horse in the race when it comes to Domino. Like,
yeah, me either.
I know who the character is, but I was never an X-Force person, so I don't really read books that Domino was in.
I mean, I know her powers are probability, and she can alter the probability or something like that. I don't really know a lot about her. I just know her generic look is she's pale white skinned with that black patch over her eye and dark hair. This time they have, I believe, African American in the movie?
Yeah.
She's African American. She's got a big fro. She might still have that patch on her eye. I've seen it in some pictures, not others though. it might just be a CG thing they're gonna do.
I mean, I'm sure they'll have that sort of
Yeah.
colored patch over her.
Yeah.
Just because I mean that's sort of the giveaway that it's Domino.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, like they don't look like the comic book characters, which these movies they rarely do. I just think that they went so hard with Cable that like they're almost there. Like Brolin's pretty jacked, like he's got the cybernetic arm and everything. They gave him like the glowy eye, but like just like the way he's dressed with like the ammo and stuff around him, just it doesn't look like Cable.
It might just be just from the scene we see
And
him in.
That also
I mean,
could be.
This is totally just a promo shot. Like it's
Yeah.
not from a scene. It's literally it's a photo shoot.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I've seen images of him on set wearing something similar to that, but it might just be from like his intro scene or something.
Yeah,
Not
like
be-
you never know. Anyway, next up, you guys probably won't care a whole bunch, but Netflix has purchased the rights, I guess, to Miller World. Miller World. I don't know if his name is pronounced Miller or Millar.
I think it's Millar.
I mean, that's how it looks, but somebody once said that in Scotland the AR is still pronounced ER. So I honestly don't know. But yeah, it's cool because that's Mark Millar is Kick-Ass and Kingsman, and he wrote the original Civil War graphic novel, and a bunch of other really good books. Drew, I was talking to you about the one before we got started. So Netflix now owns that company and can make fucking movies and TV series out of all of it. And
I wouldn't be upset to see a Kingsman series rather than movies.
so Kingsman, I never read Kingsman, so I can't say much for it. But like he did a book called Nemesis in like 2011, 2012, maybe even earlier than that, where it was basically about a villain.
Okay.
It was a villain who was just going around killing all of the best cops and detectives in the world. And as fucked up as this is, like the one thing he did to like the last cop on his list was he made his gay son impregnate his daughter.
Gross.
Like forced it. So that's how fucked up that book is.
Mhm.
But it was a really good book. And I'm trying to think what else all the Hitman or Kick-Ass and Hit Girl stuff. The one I was telling about was Reborn. That would actually be a really cool like animated series. I don't think that would work out well as a live action just because of the amount of CG that would be required.
Mhm.
But something like anime styled, kind of the way they've done Voltron or the Castlevania series would actually probably be really cool.
Right.
He also did a Superior, which was like it was a superhero book, kind of like Shazam from DC, where it was a kid who got powers to become a superhero. But being one of his books, it was raunchier and much more adult themed.
Okay.
Because it was like a kid who is now in an adult's body and has access to beautiful women. So there's that.
I wonder if they made that deal because they knew they were going to lose all the Marvel stuff.
I mean, that's possible. And I think so it's weird. So the way his books have been published, some of them are published on Image. Some of them are actually published by Icon, which is Marvel's like creator-owned imprint.
Okay.
So while he still retains the rights to them, as far as I know, they're kind of technically Marvel books in a way. The same way that Vertigo are DC books.
Okay.
Which Vertigo is like the indie imprint of DC. That's where like Swamp Thing and Hellblazer and stuff like that were published for the longest time before they were like wrapped into DC continuity again.
Okay.
But yeah, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to see what they might do with it.
Yeah, because I mean, who knows? Like, it could be a while before we actually see anything out of that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're talking maybe 2 years before anything happens.
Yeah, I'd imagine 2 years at the earliest.
Yeah.
So,
so now to raise an alarm, I don't see the bar moving again on the thing.
Motherfucker.
oh, that's bad news.
Yeah.
Wonder how long ago that happened.
Good question.
Before you started, or midway through what you were just talking about.
Yeah, it died again. Well, that's a bitch.
Do you have a different USB port you could plug it into?
That's what I'm going to do now.
Was that icon on your desktop before?
What icon?
The one, like, right in the fucking middle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's been there. Alright. So, we're back, I think.
Mm.
Up.
Hey!
There we go.
Sounds back.
Hopefully, we weren't out for too long.
Yeah, so if this is all kinds of fucked, apologies.
Cop sucks.
This computer sucks.
Yeah.
Like I said,
And you own it, so through the transitive property, you suck.
eventually we'll have this shit worked out and going well.
Yep.
This is only the second try.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so we were just talking about Netflix and everything, and next up is there's a No Man's Sky update.
Yeah. Well, I haven't played that game. I actually, dumb as it sounds, kind of wanted to like jump into it for a bit within the past couple of days, just because I need a mindless thing to do. Sometimes it's fun to just go in and to a mindless sandbox and do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you're not wrong. That's one of those games where once I kind of finished it up a year ago, I just had no desire to ever go back. Like I put probably 30 hours into it maybe, and it was just one of those like I kind of at that point I'm like, all right, I've done everything I care to do in this. There's no reason to keep playing.
Yeah, I mean, I sank a bunch of hours into it too, and I touted it as a decent game for people who like sandboxes. And every time it came out with an update, I did try it. I mean, I haven't tried it in a while, but when they did the base building, that was decent enough. But it got a little difficult because you weren't able to ever really fully go back to where you were from or something. I don't know. It's weird. It got a little difficult. But what's the new update coming with?
So not the actual patch notes haven't been released yet. It's
Okay.
coming this month though. It's going to be called Atlas Rises.
Okay.
It's free, PS4 and PC. And it's going to focus on improving the central story and also adding fast travel features.
Okay.
So
That's right. I was hearing about there's like portals and stuff that no one knows what to do and how to do those. Like there are teleporters that you can go back to your home base and then back to where your ship was.
yeah,
And then there's also like I said, there's like portals as well that like you can fly like you can't fly into right now. There's stuff like apparently like giant obelisks that are there with portals in them that you can't do anything with. So people are expecting it probably something to do with that with the fast travel.
I was super interested in that game before it actually came out, and then it just got such kind of bad press around it and seemed like such a nothing game
Yeah.
See,
no.
that I was just like, no.
it's a shame. I know a lot of people had the wrong expectations for what the game would be.
Yeah.
I didn't. Like I knew that it was basically just going to be space Minecraft. And I was okay with that because I thought the idea of being able to just travel through space would be fun. The problem was it wasn't.
Yeah.
Like, the actual space travel was really not fun at all. And the whole running around on land and, like, just blasting rocks until your life support ran out was even less fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, it's one thing to, like, run around and collect materials. It's another thing to... that is your whole game, and you have limited time to do it. Like, I'm all for the whole, if you land on a hazardous planet, like, oh, yeah, that'll happen. But the whole, just you wandering around, your power is going to deplete, and you're fucked.
Yeah.
So...
Once it became clear that it was just space Minecraft is when I was like,
I mean, I was always hesitant from the beginning. I was like, this game, it's probably not going to be that amazing, but I guess maybe I do kind of want to try it a bit. I didn't even buy it though. I was like, I'm not going to really like it. Had somebody else buy it for me for my birthday, and I was like, you know what? It's not bad. It's something to kill time with. But I like Terraria. I like Starbound, games like that, which are essentially the same.
Yeah.
It's not Starbound's in space. It's a 2D in space sandbox. So it's essentially
Like, I don't expect I'll ever go back and try this patch. But, it's nice to see that they are still working on it, and they didn't just say fuck it after just the whole world turned against them.
yeah.
Is there any idea how many people actually actively still play it?
Well, not in this article, but they did. So they ran an ARG, an alternative reality game.
Yeah.
Leading up to this whole thing. And more than 250,000 people tried to figure that out, like worked on the ARG.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
that doesn't quite correlate to the actual amount of people still playing the game, because a lot of people just enjoy these ARG things and will dump time into it whether they're interested in the game or not.
Yeah, I know Eric was talking about it. He was working with a bunch of people on Reddit because everybody got a different puzzle when trying to figure out the answers to this.
Okay.
And you had to like work together with other people to figure out your puzzles, and then all the information would come clear when like X amount of people, I guess, figured out all their puzzles.
Which, again, it's cool. Like, it's nice that they're working on it, but at the same time, why not just put all your fucking effort into making the game better, rather than also putting effort into an ARG? Like, when Frog Fractions did it, it was cool because that guy made just a weird ass fucking game after he got way more Kickstarter money than he expected. And then he gave his friends jobs based on that. And I mean, he ended up having to sell the rights out to, I think it was Adult Swim, to like finish making the game and everything.
Yeah.
But it was one of those, like, he was trying to make a fun game with his friends, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, that ARG was something that was pitched to him, and he thought it sounded like a cool idea, so they rolled with it. Like, Hello Games, I just don't think they needed to do that to make this game any... Like, it didn't make me more interested in the game.
No, they didn't need to do it, but, I mean, like you said, people out there that like the ARGs, they might be more pushed into maybe trying it out because they did so much to figure out what it was. I remember when Cloverfield was coming out, that was a bunch of ARGs that I was into. I think it was Cloverfield. Might have been something else. A bunch of ARGs for it I was into. I was already into Cloverfield, but this just got me even more hyped, so...
Yeah, I mean, you're not... Like, I'm sure it helps a little bit, but I'm sure there's also a ton of people who would much rather see the game just get made better.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Which, I mean, they're working on.
According to Steam Spy, about 32,000 people are still playing. 32,000 people played it in the last 2 weeks on PC.
Okay.
Out of the 825,000 people who own it.
So if you double that, let's call it 50,000 people are still playing.
And you said the ARG pulled in about 250,000. So
yeah,
it quite 5 times the number of people who are kind of actively playing it or like did the thing. So who knows?
But yeah, so next up is Ubisoft has hired former EA veteran Patrick Bach to run a new studio in Stockholm.
Cool. What is he going to do?
They're going to be
Assassin's Creed.
No, they're going to be working on Avatar games or game. Avatar is in like the James Cameron.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, like James Cameron.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not okay.
No.
What the fuck is wrong with it?
Well, no, just okay. I'm just like okay. Not like damn it. It's just okay.
I mean, I'm sure this says that they're going to work on other stuff. They're going to collaborate with Massive Entertainment. So
what's going to happen is you're going to have to use your wheelchair guy to go and climb a tower, and then you're going to have to jump into your avatar and climb that same tower. That's going to take you half as long because you're twice as tall and you're not in a wheelchair.
Honestly, let's be realistic here. It's going to be Assassin's Creed.
It's just going to be an Assassin's Creed.
Where instead of the Animus, you're going to be the dude in a wheelchair going into the Avatar.
Yeah.
Like, they're just going to redo Assassin's Creed in the woods.
Yeah. With
a cripple and an avatar.
It's they're just gonna redo Assassin's Creed 1 where you're just stuck in like the 2 or 3 rooms for the human concept.
Oh, right. I forgot that was how Assassin's Creed 1 went.
Yeah.
So I mean that's a thing. I don't.
Who cares?
Like I just think it's weird that they're making an avatar like that. Ubisoft is gonna dump it. That they're going to dump resources from a brand new studio into a licensed property like that, especially when you have it's.
Like, who makes licensed shit anymore, really?
I mean, there are places that do. It's usually Star Wars, though, because Star Wars sells.
Okay, other than Star Wars.
I don't see Avatar selling.
No.
Because, like,
no.
There's already... People are already kind of meh about the movies ever coming out.
Yeah.
And, like, every year those movies get pushed back 4 more fucking years. So, like, at this point, they're just never happening. But, yeah, so, next up... Nintendo World Championship is happening again. And we didn't have to wait 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So I did not realize, it just didn't dawn on me, that there weren't any between the first one in 1990 and then 2015. For some reason, I thought there was one somewhere in the middle. But yeah, so now there's going to be one in New York this year, October 7th.
The one in 2015 ended at E3, right?
Yeah.
That's what's yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think
With like the crazy Mario Maker thing and whatnot.
Exactly, I think
Alright.
because it was before Mario Maker came out.
Right.
That was like the big reveal. Well, not the big reveal of that game, but that was the first time that you really got to see sort of just the garbage fucking hellfire that people could come up with.
Okay.
And that wasn't even like a fraction of how bad some people were able to make those levels.
Yeah.
But this one's going to feature Mario Maker again, and it's also going to feature Splatoon.
Okay.
So, among other things, I'm sure.
I guess get Splatoon and start practicing.
Yeah. So it's going to do the whole you go to Best Buy stores to basically enter.
Yeah.
So we're all going and going to compete against each other, right?
Yeah, and make sure one of us actually wins.
Yeah, so I mean, it's going to be various Best Buy stores across the United States this month and next, and the challenge is a Mario Kart 7 time trial on the 3DS.
I could do that.
Could you do that and actually like qualify though? Because there's some really good fucking people at Mario Kart.
It depends on the level.
Well, go back to that.
I have to practice.
Older group must use Bowser and the standard cart, standard wheels, and the super glider on Bowser Castle 1. So there you go. Practice Bowser Castle 1 on Mario Kart 7 as Bowser, standard cart, standard wheels, super glider.
I think I need to borrow somebody's copy of Mario Kart 7.
I can't fucking find ours.
I don't know if I own it.
Mario
that might
Kart
be the
7's
only
real
Mario
weird.
Kart I don't own. I don't know why I wouldn't, but I feel like it was just one of those I never bothered to buy it.
I think I got the first one for the DS.
Mario Kart DS is real goddamn good.
And then never really got any others for the DS because I kept getting them for like the Wii U and the Wii and the Switch. Well, not the Switch yet, but for the Wii U and the Wii. And anytime I played Mario Kart, I was with people and not by myself.
That makes sense.
I had given thought at one point.
Yeah, I don't own...
Oh, do you have a tracker thing of all of what you own? Cool.
So I have Mario Kart DS. I have Mario Kart 64, Wii, DS, 8, and 8 Deluxe. I don't have 7 or Double Dash, apparently.
Apparently not.
I should buy Double Dash.
You should, because it's the best Mario Kart.
Double Dash is good.
It's not the best.
Yes, it is.
I mean, the only thing that it had going for it was it's what it added the drifting.
And the second rider and the two
I hated
weapons.
the second rider. That was so stupid, and I could care less about 2 weapons. The fucking drifting is the only thing that I care about.
The actual special weapons that were unique to characters.
That one had the best.
They don't do that anymore.
No, because it was the best thing they did, and it's dumb that they got rid of that.
That one did have the best game mode where if you played multiplayer on the same cart, you would actually, if you switched drivers, you would have to switch who was actually driving.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
When people, there's Don't Drink and Drive Now, where it's you have to stop and not drive, and you have to finish your drink before the end of the race. Then it was the person who's riding back has to finish their drink, and then has to switch, and the person who then is riding in the back has to finish their drink before the end of the laps. So it makes it a little bit more difficult because you have to plan out when you're switching and stuff.
Double Dash is real good.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not good. My favorite's always going to be 64.
Double Dash is so much better
so
than 64.
The thing I like about 64 is the battle mode.
Okay.
Like that is why 64 is the racing's good. Like it works well, it plays well, like it's fun. There's shortcuts just like there should be. It's missing the drifting, but you know, that was in the Nintendo 64 game. Like you can't expect too much. But that fucking battle mode was the best.
Yeah.
Like it had the best levels for the battle mode.
That's fair.
Like fucking Block Fortress and shit, like riding over Legos. That was just a good fucking time. The only multiplayer game I had more fun with in that era was fucking Conker's Bad Fur Day. Because there's just something about slaughtering squirrels as teddy bears and vice versa.
Yeah.
That you just, as like a 14-year-old, there's nothing better.
There's something wrong with you.
Have you ever played Conker's Bad Fur Day?
No.
So like
it was okay.
The game itself wasn't very good.
It was definitely better back then
Yeah.
than it would be to go back and try to play now.
Well, as an M-rated game, when you're too young to purchase an M-rated game,
Yeah.
it's one of those like, oh, man, especially because it wasn't M-rated for like violence, it was M-rated because it was fucking raunchy.
Yeah.
Like at one point, you literally piss on a flaming cactus to put it out, and that's the boss battle.
Yeah.
But the multiplayer was great because it was chemical warfare between squirrels and teddy bears. And there are tons of different weapons in the map, like guns, swords. If you picked up the samurai sword, you could like flip and shit. It was cool. And the whole purpose was you get the chemical weapon canister and you either run it to the middle of the level. Each team had a base on one side, and you basically run in, drop it in the center, and that room gets sealed off. And then there were a few safe spots like in the bases that you could hide in, but otherwise, just everybody else left alive died. And then, they would respawn, and that would be like... It would basically capture the flag. And that would be one, like, capture for your team.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I remember Worms.
Oh, you're fucking...
Worms is real good.
Worms is good, man.
Anyway. This is probably my favorite news of the week. The first ever Cheetos restaurant is opening with an entirely Cheetos-themed menu. How about that, guys?
Cheetos are gluten-free. I can eat them. So I just made a bunch of people pissed
alright.
off by saying that I'm gluten-free.
So, look. They're going to have deep-fried pickle covered in Cheetos.
Yes.
That's gross.
Flamin' hot and white cheddar Cheeto mac and cheese.
Okay.
I can't eat that.
And this one I'm not sure about. Cheeto crusted cheesecake.
No. Fucking no.
I mean, I already don't like cheesecake.
Well, it's because you're a broken human being.
Well, if they do it right and they use the Cheeto as the crust, and they try and use like a sweeter Cheeto, like a white cheddar. What kind of cheddar Cheeto are they using?
It doesn't say; it just says Cheeto crusted cheesecake.
So if they use like a white cheddar Cheeto, I think that's got more of a sweeter taste to it, and add some like sweetness to the crust.
No, here's the thing.
Could work.
I just remembered that there is like a cinnamon sugar Cheeto.
Is there? Okay.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Fucking terrible. It's so bad.
I never had it, but it sounds like it'd be bad.
So I thought it would be good, but the problem is it doesn't taste enough like cinnamon sugar. It tastes too much like a plain Cheeto.
So I'm gonna be real with you guys for a minute. I don't really like Cheetos.
Get out.
I'm gonna be real with you right now and tell you that fucking bar is
motherfucker!
not goddamn audio again.
But this is still going.
Yeah, go to that. No, but didn't. I was wondering if it was changing that fucking setting.
Yeah, I don't know. Super weird.
God, that PC
I don't know.
is so bad.
Yeah, it is. But at least the audio is recording through here.
Oh, that's true.
So it's not perfect, but it is recording.
So I have to like yell now, or
no? You've been getting picked up.
Okay. Yeah, so sorry for the horrible audio, everybody. We probably don't even need to talk into these mics anymore.
No, I mean we can.
In case it actually is still going and just whatever the bar isn't moving for whatever reason.
Because that's entirely possible. Because it is still recognizing it.
Which earlier it wasn't. So
yeah, exactly.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Cheetos themed restaurant. It's a pop-up restaurant in Tribeca in New York City.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not going to be there long enough for us.
No,
15th through the 17th.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But all the foods are curated by Amber L.
I like Amber L.
Was she an Iron Chef?
Yeah.
No. She was sous chef for Mario Batali, I want to say.
Yes.
Yes. She was sous chef for Mario.
And I think she competed against them before.
I think she was in the competition to be next Iron Chef, but lost both times she was in it to. The first time was Jeffrey Zakarian, and the second time was Amber L. Or no, that's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
No. What's her name? No. She was the original winner, but when they did the celebrities and then they did the All Stars, Zakarian won for the celebrities, and then his sous chef, who was another celebrity chef,
Alex Garnaschelli.
Alex Garnaschelli, that's it. She won that.
Yeah, because she is
done.
now the Iron. Like Garnaschelli is an Iron Chef now. I know that.
Yeah.
But Amber L did Worst Cooks in America.
Yeah. Every time I saw Worst Cooks in America, there was an episode where they talked about a pizza bowl calzone turnover thing that looks delicious. And I wanted it, but it has gluten in it now, so I can't have it.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Everything in my life I can't have.
But yeah, so this is going to be a thing that happens.
And I guess maybe if it winds up doing real well, they'll fucking do something with it. Who knows?
So, I don't know if any of us really have a whole lot to say about this, but apparently the Paris Bid Committee is open to having esports at the 2024 Olympics.
As long as it's good games and not like Dota.
I mean,
I know Dota's a good game. I'm just saying,
It's going, like, if they do it, it's going to be things like Dota and StarCraft. It's going to be the games that they already have these huge tournaments for that rake in millions of dollars.
I love watching the Olympics. I never really get to it because I'm a cord cutter since the last Olympics, I believe. I can't remember. But I've always enjoyed watching Olympics, and just to see that MLG is actually maybe going to get a spotlight in it makes me happy that it's a what's the word? Hobby of mine.
Yeah, I imagine it'll be Dota, Counter-Strike, maybe.
Yeah, Dota, Counter-Strike.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about Counter-Strike.
Also, fucking 6 years from now, goddamn, who knows what kind of... 7 years from now, who knows what kind of new esport will pop up. Maybe it'll just be Rocket League.
Yeah, I was about to say
wrong.
Rocket League. I'm trying to think.
I mean, we'll be on PS5 and Xbox 2.
Splatoon could...
Yeah, I mean, who knows what Nintendo's situation will be in 2024? Like, do they have a console that esports is a thing on? Like, who knows?
They could. They're working on it, probably.
Anyway, this is probably another quick one. AM2R developer, which was another Metroid 2 remake.
Yep.
Fan remake of the original Metroid 2 for Game Boy. Got taken down, and obviously Nintendo is now releasing Metroid Samus Returns.
Right.
Is that what they're calling it?
I think so.
Right. But, yeah, actually, it's down here.
Oh, yeah. There it is.
So the person that made that, AM2R, got a job with Moon Studios and is now working on the new Ori and the Blind whatever game. I forget what the Ori game is actually called.
And the Will of the Wisps.
There you go. Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which Ori and the Blind Forest was awesome.
So I've heard.
And while I never played AM2R, apparently it's a really fucking good remake of that game.
Yeah, people really liked it.
So that's actually kind of cool, and that's cool to hear that like somebody that did like a fan game got like a job at a legit studio making a sequel to a very well received game.
Yep.
I think I'm the only one here that played Ori, right?
I haven't played it, and I have no idea what AM2R is.
It's another Metroid 2 remake.
Well, no, I was just about to say, even though you just said it, I have no idea what it is.
So literally, like Metroid 2 for Game Boy.
Yeah.
A guy liked that game and remade the game from the ground up, like all different art assets, everything.
Yeah.
So like
that's real cool.
That's all it is.
Okay.
Let's see, what else did Drew throw into this bullshit? This looks like the last piece of news.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why Drew gave me this because he doesn't fucking have an iPad. But Darkest Dungeon is coming to the iPad on August 24th.
I have an iPad. It's garbage.
Yeah, I don't think yours could play it.
It's a first-gen mini, so...
Alright, yeah. But you should play Darkest Dungeon if you
So, one cool thing I see on here, if you own the game on PC, Mac, or Linux, you'll be able to... The developer says you'll be able to use Dropbox to transfer your save to the iOS version.
Which is cool.
Yeah,
That's
so
sweet.
That's kind of a neat little thing you can do.
Because that would be a real good iPad game.
It would.
Because it's a real simple interface. Like, I'm sure it'll be just, you drag
and drop the whole time.
Your characters left or right to move them, and then you tap your ability, tap who you want to cast it on.
I mean, speaking of games coming to platforms that you kind of wouldn't have expected to happen, Severed also is coming to the Switch.
Which Severed?
It was an iOS game. It was first released on Vita last year, I want to say. It's mostly touchscreen based. It's really cool though. It's like a dungeon crawler, like an old school dungeon crawler where like it's first person. You just basically turn into hallways, and when you come up to villains, you go into like a fight with them, and you can be surrounded by enemies, and you basically have to time yourself to when you attack the enemies before they attack you and do damage. Because if you can, it's all swiping on the screen and stuff. if you can swipe
Right.
them and send them basically like knock them down essentially before they have their attack come up, you won't get hit. Unfortunately, if you don't pull it off in time, a lot of times you just end up dying. But it's a really cool game.
Sounds neat.
It's, if I remember the story correctly, you're basically the lone survivor after these monsters show up and fucking murder your entire family. Like
Depressing.
like hardcore murder your family, and you basically go on a mission to get all of their dead bodies back and bring them back to your house.
Weird.
Wow.
Yeah,
I guess if you want to give them proper burial and all, you have to do that.
yeah. It was a really good game though. I really enjoyed it on the Vita.
Okay.
But yeah, that is all the news.
Well, yeah, there's maybe two. For one of them, you want to include in the news, but the other one.
Listen,
It's
you
just-
should have maybe sent me links the way Drew
we
did.
talked about it beforehand, okay? But one of them is just my stupid own little like fandom thing. I didn't know Carpool Karaoke was getting a series on Apple Music.
Huh.
And so they premiered on YouTube, or at least James Corden's YouTube channel,
Mm-hmm.
or the late show,
Yes.
whichever show he runs. Their YouTube premiered the first 6 minutes of the first episode, which is him and Will Smith.
Okay.
Which was, I enjoyed it. I thought it was hilarious. And now I'm like, I kind of want to get Apple Music so I can watch this series. Because it's just like, I don't know, I like the Carpool Karaoke. Like, it's not just James Corden now. It's like, the first one was James and Will. The next one might be like somebody and Ariana Grande and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
It looks neat and stupid. And the other one, I don't know if you want to do news now or do it in news or whatnot, but MagFest is a shit show this year.
Wasn't it last year also?
Not
Well,
not as entirely as it is this
Yeah.
year. All right, so I don't know. I can't remember if I talked about it before, but MagFest really messed with their pricing model last year, where they would sell tickets, and based on X number of tickets, the ticket price would go up. The ticket price has gone to the at-door price. Even though the website says it's still $79, I'm told people are trying to buy them, and they're going to $85 to $89. That's the at-door price. They've been available for 2 days.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so they screwed that up. And number two, you can't get your room unless you're registered for the event. So you have to buy your ticket, and then they'll send you a link to get your room. Everyone who was trying to buy their tickets yesterday at the price they were supposed to get it at were getting screwed over because they were having server issues. And now, because of that, they had to pay extra money for their ticket. So they postponed the release of the link for the rooms for the people who bought their tickets. You have to do a $200 down payment on the room to book it.
Huh.
So it's
Yeah, that's
and it's $200. It's $200 a night per room. So it's already an expensive convention, and now for me, because I waited a day to buy my badge, I have to pay an extra $20, $30, $40.
well. This sounds like your own fucking fault then. Maybe you should buy badges when they go on sale instead of waiting.
I mean, if I had bought it when they went on sale or 2 hours later, guess what? I would be paying the same prices I'm paying now because
Well, maybe you should have bought them immediately.
I was at work. I didn't even know they went on sale. I got the email an hour and a half after they went on sale, and they were already up $30.
Wow. Yeah. See, that's a really shitty way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of a shit show, and a lot of people who are regulars who've been going since the beginning aren't going at this point. And it kind of sucks for the veterans because all these new people are going, and it's like, I'm sorry, but it's a fun thing, a 24-hour game room and whatnot, but $80, $90 for that, to me, not really worth it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I know Drew's looking at the site, it says $79 now.
But well, I mean, it says price goes up to $85 no later than midnight Eastern on October 30th, which means
It can
gave
happen
them
anytime.
gave them the out on. We can just put it up to 85 whenever we feel like.
Yeah, and
And it'll definitely be 85 after starting on Halloween.
I was talking to a friend of mine
Yep.
on Facebook, and he said that they were, even though they're listing the price as $79, they're already up.
Yeah.
It's not on that
So, are you even buying them this year?
Right now, me, Anthony, and Nick are in discussions about whether or not we're going to go.
And then, like on the website, it's step 1, pick your registration. Step 2, book your hotel. Step 3, pay.
But
Yeah,
the hotel booking isn't available right now. They took that down because they were going to send out, what was supposed to happen was you were supposed to register, and then they were going to email you a link to book your hotel. But because of the server issues and how much of a shit show it was yesterday, they're like, we're postponing the room prices and the room release for a while until we can get our servers running better.
Weird.
It's just, for me, I'm like, there's not even a guest list out yet, as far as I can tell. Or if there is, it's not major. I don't really know if I can justify, like, spending $90 on a convention that I don't even know who's going to be there. Like, I kind of want to know what bands might be there to see if it's worth it. Because I just remember anytime they released musical guests, it was leading up to it. So is there anything?
Nope. Musical guests. MagFest 2018 musical guests to be announced soon.
Yeah, so it's...
Yeah, what a shit show.
And the worst part is they're non-transferable, non-refundable tickets. So if I were to buy Firefly...
You can sell them.
You can sell them? Okay.
Let me double check that, but I'm pretty sure it said they're not non-refundable, but you can sell them. But let me double check that.
But yeah, so if I were to buy my Firefly tickets for $300 and no one were to be there that I want to see, I can sell my ticket. But I don't know if you can for MagFest. I'm pretty sure it's non-transferable, non-refundable.
Your registration is non-refundable, but may be sold/transferred.
Okay, then I lied on that part, but still,
that may have changed this year.
That's still a hassle.
Yeah, no, it definitely is.
It's like, all right, well, I can't go. Well, I want to go, but there's no one who's going to be there. Let me sell my ticket, and hopefully, and then your people are going to haggle on a price. Let me get it for $65 because that's what the normal face price is. Yeah, but I bought it for $90, so I don't know. It's just a shit show, and I'm probably not going again.
Yeah, I find it real shitty on, especially something like MagFest, where like the main deal of it, outside of like any other random ass fucking con, is the musical guests, and to sell the tickets before you have even one guest announced is kind of horse shit.
Like, announce your headliners at least.
Yeah, like you don't have to announce all of them, but announce someone.
Well, unfortunately, at this point, I've been going. This will have been my 5th year. I've seen the Megas twice. I've seen the Proto Men twice. Those are going to be the headliners. It's I'm like, it's not really worth it anymore.
Yeah.
Because I can just go to smaller shows with the X-Hunters and all them and go see the Megas. I mean, I believe Proto Men was going to Warped Tour. I could spend the money to go to Warped Tour and see other bands I really want to see.
Yeah.
So it's too much of a shit show. Maybe if they move to a bigger location in the future, or they increase their numbers, or they remove the system where you lose out on paying the day one price because 50,000 people bought their tickets. Because that's what really gets me, is why do I have to pay more than Joe Schmo who bought his tickets 5 minutes ago because you sold 10,000 and I couldn't get to it 5 minutes ago because I was at work or the servers weren't working.
That's shittier than like what New York and stuff does with the whole queue thing.
Yeah. Because
that's one of those things where, like, if you're going to raise the price, set dates for it the way every other thing does.
Oh, they have dates set.
No, I mean like that is the cutoff.
Yeah, no.
If you don't buy tickets prior to October 1st, they go up $20.
Yeah.
It's not, at no later than October 1st they go up, but if we sell 30% of our tickets, they're just going to go up at that point.
I mean,
like that's garbage.
Like, I would not be mad if I decided in 3 months to go to MagFest and I had to pay $80. I waited until 2 months before the convention. It makes sense that I have to pay them more because they have to do
not the week tickets go on sale.
Yeah, no, the tickets have been on sale for 3 days.
Yeah,
and I have to pay at door prices for them at this point. It's bullshit.
Yep.
Anyway, that's all the news.
I think so.
Let's take a quick break.
Okay.
And we're back.
Oh, we're back.
Hopefully the audio's a little bit better now. If I can get it all in sync later. We shall see.
Or this could be even worse. Who knows?
You should be able to get it in sync. It shouldn't be that bad.
So,
everybody just get something and cover your mouth so that no one can actually see your mouth.
I'm sure.
This way, if it's out of sync,
it'll be fine.
No one will tell. Or just everybody keep moving your mouth so that if it is out of sync,
so then it's
still kind of in sync.
Like I said, I'm sure it'll be fine. If not, we're gonna have one. we're gonna have one shitty ass episode.
Yeah,
But you know what? The audio should at least be mostly okay.
Yeah.
Because, well, you know, the first hour of the audio is gonna be kind of iffy, but then like this next hour should be good.
Yeah.
Let's
Anyway,
just be only like 20 minutes.
yeah, probably. 'Cause I don't think we did
20
much.
minutes. Yeah.
What have you guys been up to this past week?
I'll start.
Okay.
I had a birthday party.
Hey.
It was a good ass birthday party.
You were pretty
come on.
drunk.
I was really.
Yeah, no, you were fucking obliterated.
Look, at one point, because we have a tradition in my group of friends, you point to the people and it's like time for shots. So I point at everybody. I go outside and I point at Anthony and I'm like, shots, guys, shots. And I'm like, all right, let's do shots. I do a shot. They weren't in there to do the shots. They come back in and I'm like, I guess I gotta do another shot. So I do 2 shots right back to back, and then my friend brought Jello shots. I was eating those like candy. I was not hungover the next day though.
Well, that's good.
Good for
Like,
you.
I know how drunk I was, but I also know how to like keep it together in a way. Like,
I mean, you weren't like falling down drunk, but you were drunker than I ever remember seeing you.
it generally happens on my parties. I find a way to get drunker than anybody's ever remembered, but I still make sure to stay sober enough to clean up.
Yeah, I don't remember you being that drunk last year when you had one.
Last year, I was sitting on a chair most of the time because all I drank were 2 or 3 40s.
Oh, okay.
Maybe had like 1 or 2 shots. I can't remember.
But yeah, I mean, it was a good time.
It was a fun time.
Seems like everybody enjoyed themselves.
Yeah, and I was surprised. Like, I think I kept telling you two at least, you could have put on video games and played stuff, but it seemed like everyone just mingled, which was nice.
Yeah.
I'm not used to parties where everyone just mingles. So it was nice, and everyone knew someone, which was pretty sweet. Besides that, I also me and Cobb went and saw Dropkicks and Rancid.
Right.
And Bouncing Souls.
I don't know who they are.
I fucking hate everything about you.
No, you don't. If you hated everything about me, you wouldn't invite me over to your house.
Do you know who Bouncing Souls are?
Yes.
Okay. This fucking guy, his high school screen name had punk in it, and he doesn't know who the fucking Bouncing Souls are.
It was new punk because I was a new punk. I was new into the
Good
punk
Charlotte and
I fucking hated Good Charlotte, man.
Okay.
Newfound Glory, Good Charlotte, Simple Plan.
Yep.
All right, Simple Plan I liked, and Newfound Glory.
I do
okay.
anything.
But-
Newfound Glory is okay. I like
but no, I hate.
Well, Newfound
Good
Glory is actually
Charlotte.
a little bit like they started in like late 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have some catchy tunes.
But still, Dropkicks and Rancid, they put on a really good show.
Yeah, they did.
I loved it. I hated how long it took me to get a drink at one point.
You missed most of Rancid.
I didn't miss it though. I was. Just
But you know what I
standing
mean. Like
back.
you weren't like up there.
Yeah, I was standing back instead of midway through. Because I have stupid food allergies, I have to not drink beer anymore. So I had to go to the cocktail line.
Were you drinking like non-gluten beer at your party? 'Cause I saw,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw you walking around with beers, and I didn't know if you just didn't give a fuck at that point, or if they were actually gluten-free.
Ciders and there are some gluten-free beers.
Okay.
So I can drink those. And the ones I got this time were a lot better than the ones I tried before. So I know where to go from here.
That's good.
But yeah, it was that show was a good time. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, I had a great time. I love Rancid. I don't listen to as much of Dropkick. I never have, so I only knew about 3 of their songs.
Yeah,
But I thought they put on a great show too.
they did. Their show was fantastic. And Rancid, like I'm opposite of you. I'm like I know some Rancid, but I mostly know Dropkicks. And still, I don't know a lot of because Dropkick's been around for 20 years. So is Rancid. There's
Rancid's been around longer than that.
I think probably a couple more years longer than Dropkicks, but it's the idea that there's so much in their catalog that it's hard to actually keep track.
Tim and Matt are from Operation Ivy.
I think I've
I
heard of
fucking hate you. Oh my god!
I think I've heard of them, like one or two songs. I don't.
Knowledge?
I can't think of it right now.
I'm going to be honest. I know of Operation Ivy more. I don't know if I've ever actually listened
Okay,
to them.
so you saw Green Day live before, didn't you?
Yes.
They play Knowledge. It's you that used to be the song that they brought somebody up to play, where they would bring the full band up.
Okay.
I know I can't get the top off the bottom of the barrel.
Okay.
Wide open.
Then I've heard at
road
least
to my
that one.
future now.
Cop, who sings that?
It's Operation Ivy.
Leave it that way.
I see what you did there.
But yeah, Green Day used to always do the when they would play that live, that's where they would bring up somebody to play guitar, somebody to play bass, somebody to play drums.
Gotcha.
Because it's a super easy song.
Mhm.
It's just 3 chords.
Speaking of Green Day and Rancid, do you know the band The Armstrongs?
Yeah, it's Billy Joe and Tim,
Yeah.
and Tim's nephew and Billy Joe's son.
Yeah. When I heard that, I listened to them. It's all right.
Yeah, I listened to their single. Anthony told I remember hearing about that a while ago. I didn't realize that it had actually happened, and Anthony was talking about it when we went to the concert.
Yeah, I shared it with Anthony on our group chat.
I'm hoping that they tour, like do like a double headline, like a Rancid Green Day tour,
Yeah.
and then those two come out and like play like their
opening
stuff.
or something, yeah.
Because like Tim already does double duty when they tour with the Transplants. Like me, Anthony, Pels, and a bunch of other people saw Rancid in like 2013, and it was a band I'd never heard of, like opened, and then it was the Transplants, which Tim is out there singing and playing for, and then Rancid, which Tim is also out playing and singing for. So, you know, he dude must have been on stage for like 3.5 hours that night, because Rancid played for like a solid 2 hours.
Yeah.
And the Transplants had their hour.
Yeah. And at the end of the show, when they came out with their encore and they had both bands up there,
Oh, that was really cool.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, so the encore at the Rancid show was both full bands, except for drummers. They only had the Dropkick drummer, because it was his kit was still out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doing 4 covers of songs.
Yeah.
They did like a Ramones song, they did a Johnny Cash song, they did a Clash song, and I forget what the 4th one they did was.
Was that like happy song or like goodbye?
No, because they did that after. That was the end of Dropkick set. That wasn't the encore.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to get out.
All right.
But yeah, there was one other cover in there, and it was really cool.
Yeah,
Like,
I had their set list like written down. I meant to make a playlist of the set list for the 2 bands to listen to.
Setlist.fm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I went there and I got the set list and I was gonna make it on my phone on Google. I just never got around to it, but I want to because it's a nice set list. It was a fun concert.
I mean, the Rancid set was really, really good, and I liked the Dropkick set too. I just didn't know it as much. We missed the beginning of Bouncing Souls, but like we also weren't in the best spot for them. Like Richie would tell you, we were off to the side, but like they sounded really good too.
We were like if people are looking at us, we were like over here instead of in front. So we really only got one speaker and then jumble from the other speaker because it was carrying over through the front speaker. So that's when after they were done, I was like, let's move into the middle. Let's get both speakers.
I mean, that's what I wanted to do anyway. It's usually easier to like make your way out that way after what set's done. Yeah. Because that's when everyone kind of like disperses a little bit.
Kyle was all like, I thought we were closer where we were.
I was just trying to give you a hard time.
I know.
But anything else?
No. I haven't even started doing fantasy football prep. Draft is in 2 weeks.
You got plenty of time.
Almost.
I mean, what do you need? You need Colin Kaepernick.
Yep.
No. Drew Brees.
Nah, you don't need him.
No.
Does RG3 still play?
Nope. So you need him.
Yeah.
Johnny Manziel. Those are your quarterbacks.
Troy Aikman.
Yep. Oh, the fantasy football broadcasters.
Jerry Rice. Terrell Owens.
T.O.
Chad Johnson.
I'm literally just naming every football player I actually know. Donovan McNabb.
Jinx.
Randall Cunningham.
Yep.
Deion Sanders.
Okay, and also a footballman.
And you know what? Maybe I'll give Rob Gronkowski another try this year.
The good Manning brother, Peyton.
Okay.
Yeah, Peyton Manning.
Tom Brady's on the cover of Madden. So just keep that
Tim
in mind.
Tebow.
Neither of those Brady brothers. You need the Brady brother who's not even a football player.
Oh,
Brady?
Manning.
Manning, that's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah, Cooper.
Cooper Manning. He's a doctor.
Joe Flacco, get the hometown boy.
Yeah, I mean, technically, he's not really...
No, I don't fucking care what team he plays for. He's from Audubon.
Well, no, I'm saying I'm not in Audubon.
It doesn't fucking matter.
Technically.
He is as close to living in the same town as a superstar as you'll ever get.
Yep. Yeah, sure.
Unless you lived in like the 60s and lived in Collingswood, because fucking Michael Landon lived a block over from where my parents grew up.
Okay. Didn't know that.
Or from where my dad grew up, I should say.
I'm just trying to figure out if I get the chance, should I give Gronk another chance?
Brady's on the cover of Madden. Take that for what it's worth.
Okay.
Someone's breaking his ankle.
Yep.
It's all right.
Curse is real.
He's already got 17 Super Bowl rings. He doesn't need the perfect 20.
Nope.
How many does he have at this point? Like
5.
5? That's what I thought.
But yeah, no, that's about it. I had a very busy weekend.
You did. I agree.
Doing non-nerd stuff as well. So.
How about you, Drew?
I played some Marvel Heroes on console.
I know you said it was the same that you had played on PC.
It is the same stuff that's on PC. They redid the tutorial mission a little bit. It still takes place in the same spot. The raft, I think, is the prison.
Yeah, that's the prison.
And still had the same general story, but the map was different.
It is very different from when I played it in 2013.
Yeah.
So
it's not that different from 2015 or whatever when they put the number on it.
Well, I think they've put the number on it a couple times. Like they've updated it not every year, but I think they've updated it at least twice.
Yeah. It's all right. My problem with it, at least on console, what I played through was just literally not challenging at all. And so it was.
But you know what? Diablo isn't either.
Yeah, on the normal difficulty, no, Diablo is not challenging, but Diablo has 17 difficulty levels.
Didn't they not have that when it launched?
No, it only had 4 when it launched. It has 17 now. Because there's normal, expert, master,
we don't need
one other, and then 13 levels of torment.
This game does have levels. I don't know exactly how they work. I don't know if it's just like MMO leveling where it can be either normal or 60.
Yeah.
But
so I mean, I might play it more on PC where I already have a level 30 or something Gambit. But the loot in that game just kind of isn't interesting enough because it doesn't make your character look any different.
See, I don't mind that because the whole point in that game is you get character costumes.
Gesundheit.
That I got Spider-Gwen.
Yeah.
So I don't want to necessarily cover up Spider-Gwen with a bunch of shit because her costume's awesome.
Yeah. But it just makes the loot not as interesting as a Diablo.
I can completely understand that. I like killing things and then picking things up, and that game does that real good for me.
Yep.
On Diablo on the console actually worked really well, but I played through that, so there's nothing different. This I've never played before, so it is different.
Mm-hmm. And I also loaded back up Path of Exile and started a new character in that.
I remember you said that to me. I guess that was on Saturday actually.
Yeah.
Or Friday at Rich's.
Yeah. That game is actually a little better than I remember it being. It's, if you don't know, it's Diablo 2 plus Final Fantasy 7 plus Final Fantasy 10.
That's a lot of characters.
So, actually, real quick, while you're talking about Final Fantasy things, did you hear about the Kickstarter from the guy who made Tactics?
Yes. I was super interested in that game.
What a fucking so, Rich, you probably didn't hear about this. The creator of Final Fantasy Tactics launched a Kickstarter in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Made $500,000.
Okay.
Was teaming up with a board game company to make a video game. And after 3.5 years or so, they basically just said, yeah, we ran out of money, we're not making this anymore. And now another studio has picked it up whose claim to fame has been making Barbie games. And they put out a release of, we didn't get any of the Kickstarter money. We're making this game from scratch. Sounds like they're still going to fulfill the Kickstarter backers, but they basically told everyone that was requesting a refund that they can't do it. They don't have their money to refund it.
Yeah.
So nobody knows where their money actually went.
Yeah.
Hookers and blow.
But it's one of those things, the only thing that this new studio is taking is the original concept that the Final Fantasy Tactics creator came up with. All of the work that has been done in the 3 years, they're just scrapping and starting over.
Kind of makes sense.
But yeah, sorry, go ahead about...
Yeah, I'm kind of upset about Unsung Story not being a thing, because I love Final Fantasy Tactics. But yeah, so Path of Exile, it's free to play. It's on Steam. I kind of like it a little more than I liked it before. Maybe I picked a different class than I started as before. Although the classes don't really matter. It's just kind of what you're starting of the 3 attributes at. And so it's like Final Fantasy VII in that all your skills basically come from colored gems that drop off enemies.
Okay.
So
Materia.
yeah, basically materia. The weapon, all the equipment will have slots on them. Sometimes they're linked, sometimes they're not. They are either red, blue, or green. Although I don't think the colors actually mean anything other than like the green goes with green, but it's not like green is magic, red is summons, blue is support, like Final Fantasy VII was. But like sometimes you'll have a gem that's like I have a multi-slash attack one, and then I got a gem that makes any ability that targets one enemy do splash damage to everything that's around them.
Okay.
So like that multi-slash or a double attack, it hits one enemy twice for like 80% of their normal damage. Now I have it with the splash damage, so it hits everything, and it became super OP.
That's pretty sweet.
And like the skill gems level up as you gain experience, they gain experience, just like Final Fantasy VII. And then when you level up, there's a fucking sphere grid.
Okay.
So that's where the Final Fantasy X comes in.
I like the sphere grid.
I did too, to be honest.
Honestly,
so,
after I kind of got used to it, I actually enjoyed it too.
And the fact that you could branch off into other portions of the grid.
Yeah, the same thing in this.
I don't think any of the Final Fantasies I can remember well that I really disliked their level up system.
Yeah.
I don't remember 13's at all, but I feel like that one probably wasn't great. But even then, I think it was just a ladder. Like, I don't think there was any real customization to it. You just kind of like...
13's was like the, it was
that
essentially...
the circle path thing?
Yeah, it was essentially a sphere grid, but each battle type had its own grid, and you couldn't branch off. But you got so much experience throughout the game that you were able to just like pretty much level up most of them.
Because it was like a vertical thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Like it went up, and there were separate paths, but eventually you would just fill in everything.
But, like, I even like the draw system.
Yeah,
it was fucking weird when I was like 14 or whatever, and didn't really have the patience or understanding to like read and pay attention to what they were saying. But like as I got older and like was playing that stuff and realized like, oh, I can like if I just go into the training center and draw sleep until I have 100 of them and equip it to my weapon, fucking everything just goes to sleep with regular attacks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or like equip fire when I'm going to be fighting things that are weak against fire, and fucking my regular attacks do fire damage.
Yeah, the draw system was kind of broken towards the end, but
I mean it was broken pretty early on too, because like you could take out things like the dinosaur, I forget what they were called.
Mm-hmm.
You could take them out super early on, even though you really shouldn't have been able to if you just spent the time.
I think when it comes to 8, the thing that was the most broken was the 1000 XP to level up. Because you could get to an island eventually where you would get like 6 level ups per kill.
Yep.
Oh yeah, there was that too. Yeah, the Cactuar Island.
It wasn't even
the island closest to heaven and island closest to
I'm
hell.
sorry. I was thinking of 7.
Yeah.
7 had the Cactuar Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, Final Fantasy VIII, the levels didn't matter that
didn't
much.
the game scale to you?
I don't know.
I don't think it actually scaled, but a lot of that game more came down to how you junctioned things.
Yeah, but like, the amount of HP you gained from being like level 99 wasn't like, now you have max HP unless you put like Cure 3 or Curaga, whatever. I forget if that was where they switched it to
I think it was Agas. It was Iris.
Yeah, no,
that one.
Yeah, because it was 7 was Cure 1, Cure 2, Cure 3.
So yeah, if you put Curaga on your 8, junctioned it to your HP, now you have 999 health.
Yeah. I liked 9's system where you had to use the weapon and learn the abilities through the weapon.
Oh yeah, through your gear. You put the things in your gear, and that's how you like if enough points got put into that item, you would actually learn it permanently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that system.
Because that was kind of like harkening back to like Final Fantasy 2, where like you got your skill by using an item, but without it being as tedious as like, well, if I want to learn how to, if I want to raise my HP, I just have to get hit a whole bunch or whatever.
Yeah. Path of Exile might be actually okay. It's still
what a recommendation. It could be all right, you know.
it's still the kind of thing where it's a fucking Diablo 2. It's a maybe better Diablo 2 in a world where Diablo 3 exists. So I don't know if I'm going to bother going super deep into it, but if you're looking for a click thing, loot drops, and then you equip better loot to kill stronger things, that's a perfectly serviceable one of those.
Fair enough.
Yep. And that's about all I've played. I tried to play the Overwatch and get those new skins, but their servers were all sorts of fucked yesterday.
Fair.
Yep.
Sounds like a lot of servers are fucked lately. So.
Yep.
Well, the only thing I got to play was a little bit more Marvel Heroes because I also had a busy weekend, and Monday and Tuesday I was traveling for work. So
Yeah.
but I did get to watch the Castlevania Netflix series.
I didn't want to watch that.
It's not very good.
No?
That's what I
I
hear.
didn't really. I mean, so
I've heard such wildly
It's-
mixed reviews
it's
on it.
only 4 episodes.
Right.
It's based loosely, from what I can tell, on Castlevania 3.
Okay.
Never played Castlevania 3, but I did look up the thing, and story seems different. So the whole first episode is just finding out why Dracula wants to kill everybody.
Okay.
Like, do you guys want mild spoilers?
I don't care.
Rich?
I don't know when I'm going to watch it. I still need to watch Voltron first. So.
I mean, like, real mild, like, his human wife gets murdered, so he decides to kill everyone on Earth.
Okay.
He gives everyone a year, and after that year, he unleashes his demons of hell. The main character starting in episode 2 is Trevor Belmont, who's like the disgraced final heir to the Belmont clan who was exiled from their village for fucking whatever.
Okay.
And then the next 3 episodes, not much happens.
Oh.
He never confronts Dracula.
Okay.
The closest you get is he confronts another vampire, and that is where the 4th episode ends. So, like, it's literally just this stupid open-ended, nothing happens. It just introduces some characters and has a couple kind of cool action-y scenes. Like, when he fights a Cyclops, the whole 3 minutes that scene took was kind of neat. But otherwise, totally forgettable.
Weird.
And yeah, it got renewed for a second 8-episode season. So, hopefully...
Maybe the extra episodes might help it, like, fill out more.
Yeah, but, like... I don't know. It kind of sucks that I wasted 2 hours of my life on that.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
I can see that. I can get that.
It's a shame because, like, the first episode does, like... I would have been more interested if the whole show had just been about Dracula and his human wife.
Yeah.
Like honestly, that would have been way more interesting for 2 hours than what I actually got.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. Like I said, it's definitely gotten mixed reviews.
Yeah, no, I've seen that. The other thing, I watched Game of Thrones. I don't know if you did, Rich.
Yeah, I did.
I don't want to go into it too much just because it was a huge episode, but holy shit.
Dude, they have a 15-minute video on, I believe it's on YouTube, but I know HBO has it at least. A 15-minute video of the making of that final sequence.
Like, that whole, like, ending sequence was fucking insane.
Dude, I didn't get to watch it until Monday for multiple reasons. But after it aired on Sunday, I wasn't even thinking I'd go on social media, go on Facebook, and somebody asked the question, how long would you be able to survive doffing an entire suit of armor? Or would you be able to swim wearing an entire suit of armor? And would you be able to survive to take it off? So I turned around, I was like, based on D&D rules, it takes 5 minutes to doff a set of armor. So if you can hold your breath for 5 minutes, there you go. Then yes, you can do it. I then watched the episode, I was like, oh, that's where that question came from. Okay,
Yep.
Okay.
It was a good episode, though.
It was.
I mean, that whole awesome ending aside, I really enjoyed the Arya scene with Brienne.
Yeah.
Like, that whole little fight scene was great.
Yeah, it was. Like, it shows just how far she's gone and, like, who trained you? No one. And
Yeah.
Her fighting style, it was just I love seeing her progression. Whereas like her story arcs was kind of convoluted and maybe not all that great. They could have shortened it up a bit. Like they didn't have to expand. Like how long was she blind for? Like
just a couple episodes.
But that's what I mean. Like,
but so I think the big problem was up until this season they were following the books as much as they could. Now they don't have any more books to follow.
Yeah.
So they're able to speed things up and kind of do what they want and work towards an end.
Yeah, but I'm saying like maybe they didn't need to incorporate her in as many episodes when she was blonde. They could have just but her story it was a decent story arc, but it just
I enjoyed that stuff. It was some of the earlier stuff that I felt a little meh about.
Yeah, that too. So it's like to see where she's going now and where she's at. And, what's it? 2 episodes left.
I thought that was only episode 4.
So 3 episodes. That's it's somebody who's like, you think she's going to go down to King's Landing and kill Cersei? I'm like, she's not going to have enough time to go down to King's Landing and kill Cersei.
I don't know. Also, I mean, Jon went from the north to Dragonstone in the same episode, so.
He went from. Yeah,
he went from Winterfell to Dragonstone.
They're doing a lot of time jumps. It's so hard to keep track of how much time has passed, but because they don't really have books to follow. Because he's been at Dragonstone for what, 3 days now at this point?
Maybe longer, because he has been there long enough that Arya got back to the north.
Yeah.
And Jaime went to Storm's End and back.
Yeah, and was almost at King's Landing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's and then long enough for her to be able to take the Dothraki horde and do that final sequence.
Yeah, exactly. So I think a decent amount of time has passed.
Yeah.
Plus, if you look, when they show Theon in the episode, he's all better. Not mentally better, physically, he's not a fucking mess anymore after probably having hypothermia.
Yeah.
So there's that. So I mean, they're moving it along because they do only have 7 episodes.
Yeah.
So rather than okay, well, it's gonna take Jon 6 episodes to get down there and only have 1 episode with him down there. It's just all right, he's there. Fuck it, which works. But yeah, other than that, I've been reading a lot of comics.
Oh, great!
And I know you guys don't care about comics, but somebody out there does. I wanted to talk about a couple of specific comics.
All right.
That I personally think have been pretty good.
Wake me up when we sign off.
So surprisingly, Action Comics. Superman has been a good book.
He's lame though. Superman sucks.
So
fuck Superman.
So this most recent story arc that they're doing, it's Cyborg Superman, which is Hank Henshaw.
Yeah.
Is recruiting a bunch of his basically worst enemies, because he wants them dead. Because I don't know if this was always his origin or not. Because Cyborg Superman goes back to, as far as I know, Death and Return of Superman. He was one of the 4 Supermen that came up during Rise of Superman.
Okay. Yeah.
And he ended up being evil. But the origin that they gave in this little storyline was basically the fucking Fantastic Four. It was him, his wife, and 2 other people that looked surprisingly like Ben and Johnny were in some sort of space accident and got weird powers.
Okay.
And the one guy became a big monstery thing. It looked like the other guy became
some sort of a fireman.
No, Iceman.
The girl definitely looked like she was turning invisible. And I forget what his power was. It wasn't elasticity, but still. Something happened, everyone dies but him, he almost dies, becomes a cyborg, bullshit like that. But, so he's got Cyborg Superman, Mongol, Blank, Eradicator, and they just got General Zod. Oh, and Metallo.
Yeah.
So a bunch of Superman villains that, they're all able to take out Superman, essentially. Plus Zod, who is he is Superman, but better because he was trained to be a military expert.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And Superman's basically getting his ass kicked because he's blind at this point. So it was just really dumb. But the thing that I liked was they brought all the other super characters into it. So you had Supergirl was there, the weird Chinese Superman was there. Steel and Superwoman were both there, and Lex Luthor in his super suit were all there.
What about Crypto?
He was actually with Lois and Superman's son, John,
Okay.
while they were trying to escape. Crypto actually does more damage to Zod than anybody else does.
I love Crypto. Crypto's the best. If they make a Crypto comic, I'll read that.
He's usually in Action Comics because he's basically their family dog.
Yeah.
The only weird thing with Action Comics right now is I don't know what the fuck they did. So, with the New 52, they did the whole weird, like, Superman wasn't Superman anymore, like, he was a different Clark Kent, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, he had no relationship with Lois or anything. They killed that Superman.
Yeah.
So he died. And prior to that, the Superman and Lois Lane from the old universe had ended up in the current continuity. And they were basically, like, living and hiding on a farm.
Okay.
Like, Clark, like, that Superman was, like, occasionally going out to help people, but basically in a disguise.
Yeah.
And then once, like, New 52 Superman died, he took over being Superman again because the world needed a Superman.
Yeah.
But then they did this weird storyline where it seems like maybe they just merged everything, and the New 52 Superman stuff never actually existed. It's always been these characters. So, like, I just don't know what happened there. It's super fucking weird. But, like, it's still been interesting, and I've been enjoying it. And it's weird to say that I've been enjoying a Superman comic.
Yeah.
Especially because I haven't really been enjoying the Amazing Spider-Man, like the flagship Spider-Man book.
Yeah.
But I have been enjoying some other Spider-Man books.
Oh, God.
Four
How
of
many
them.
of them?
4 of them.
We don't need
That's
to talk about
fucking-
them. That's too many.
So they're all different characters, really.
Yeah.
So the one is Renew Your Vows, which is the Spider-Man book that we should have gotten since 2007. It's the book where he is still married to Mary Jane and they have a daughter.
Okay.
The daughter inherited his spider powers, and the big villain from, like, the first run of this book, it's kind of like an alternate future. Most of the other heroes are dead, because this guy basically started kidnapping them all and siphoning off their powers for himself,
Okay.
and he basically became unstoppable.
Yeah.
They ended up beating him in this little mini-series they did. And Spider-Man took that tech and, like, reverse engineered it and used it to give Mary Jane a portion of his powers.
Oh.
This way, because their daughter had powers, so it was one of those, like,
Okay.
it was a way that they could both ensure that, like, the daughter would be safe, because she has that whole same sense of, like, you know, wanting to help people that, like, her dad has.
Yeah.
And kept getting herself into trouble by trying to help them with her powers.
Mhm.
But, like, the cool thing is they keep showing that Mary Jane is kind of better at the powers than Pete is.
Makes sense, because
Like,
Pete's a horrible superhero.
well, the problem is, like, it keeps almost killing Pete because she's literally using portions of his power. So if she uses too much of it, he loses it.
Oh, okay.
It's not just like he gave her a portion of it. It's literally like she is siphoning it from him in bits.
Right.
But the cool thing that they just did was they did the Venom storyline,
Okay.
which the very first issue of the first part of Renew Your Vows, Pete killed Venom.
Okay.
Like, Eddie Brock was Venom at the time, and he's literally saying that he was going to find his wife and child and murder them. And that was, like, the moment that, like, Pete lost it and just let a burning building topple on him and kill him.
Okay.
Right. All right. Fair.
And technically, does Pete kill him?
It's Pete, so yes.
Oh,
Like,
but-
that's the way he looks at it. Like, he let him die when he could have saved him, so he is responsible for his death. But Mary Jane just got the symbiote.
Okay.
And yeah, so there was, like, 3 issues where, like, she was Venom. And I don't know if the next issue she'll still be Venom, but it was really fucking cool the way they kind of went with that. And then they also had an arc where they went to Xavier's school.
Okay.
Because some of the X-Men are still around.
Okay.
Actually, it looked like most of the X-Men were still around. I guess the dude didn't get their hands on them. But this is in a world where, like, the Superhuman Registration Act from Civil War happened and everything, but things played out differently. So Cyclops apparently sided with Stark, it seems like. So Jean left him. Jean's also still alive. And she went and married Wolverine and had a daughter.
Okay.
Aw.
Wolverine
adorable.
finally got his piece.
Yeah. So, like, shit like that.
You know what? Scott sucks. Wolverine should
he
always
does.
have gotten Jean.
And then, like, Jubilee ended up being a bad guy.
Why Jubilee?
She sided with fucking Magneto.
What?
And then it turned out that actually Emma Frost was controlling Magneto. Because
Okay.
why the fuck not?
So then
Sure.
Emma Frost might have been controlling Jubilee as well.
No, like, Jubilee definitely did it on her own volition. She thought that was the right thing to do, and it wasn't. But
Okay.
Besides the point. Book's really good. Amazing Spider-Man: Renew Your Vows.
Okay.
And then there's also Spider-Gwen, which I know you guys didn't read it, but like Ultimate Spider-Man was a really fun way to read Spider-Man because you got all that history kind of condensed into like a more modern setting
Okay.
until it got kind of out of control. But that's kind of like what they did with this. It's an alternate universe where Gwen Stacy didn't die. She became the superhero. Pete's actually the one that dies.
Okay.
But he died as a villain. He turned himself into the Lizard.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
So like they're all in high school together. It's Gwen, Pete, and Harry Osborn are actually like friends. Pete becomes the Lizard, trying to be a hero like Spider-Gwen, who he didn't realize who Spider-Woman was at the time. Like he didn't know it was his friend. And then Harry, thinking that Spider-Woman killed Peter, joins the army and becomes the Goblin. Like he lets the army inject him with Goblin serum.
Okay.
Because he wants to kill Spider-Woman.
Okay.
And then he eventually finds out that it's Gwen and he doesn't know what the fuck to do. But it's just this cool alternate reality where Daredevil's a bad guy. He's the kingpin of crime.
Okay.
Captain America's a woman.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what else they kind of like twisted in that. Wolverine and Kitty Pryde are both like shield assassins, and it looks like Kitty also has claws,
Okay.
which is kind of neat.
They might be like special kinetic claws.
No, I mean I don't remember from the issue, but I think she actually popped claws. Like she somehow she gave part of her power to Logan while Shield was doing stuff like things on him, tests on him,
Okay.
and I guess she ended up getting claws out of the deal.
Okay.
Because she could go intangible, so I guess maybe she can like make her skin intangible to pop the claws without ripping her skin open.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know. But what they're just starting to do now is they're doing a Venom arc in that too,
Okay.
which is going to be different because apparently the spider that bit Gwen in this was from space.
Space Spider.
Actually, I don't know if it was from space or if it had just been like tested on in space.
Sure.
But that the same chemicals were also used for the Goblin formula.
Okay.
So there's like this natural attraction to them, and they found out that her powers can actually draw the Venom formula out of Harry, but it comes out as like this black goo, which is going to end up being Venom.
Okay.
And like her choice in the last issue was basically to let that happen to save Harry. There's also a really cool crossover with with Miles Morales Spider-Man,
Okay. Interesting.
where that was fun. And that book is good too. It's been good for years now, so there's not really much to say about that. But the last Spider-Man book that's good is Peter Parker the Spectacular Spider-Man. It's much more Spider-Man than Amazing has been. Like it's quippy and fun and goofy and
This is just too much Spider-Man.
but they're all
Yeah,
different.
I
Like
know.
that's the thing. Like there's two. Well, I guess now there's 3 Pete books, but like one of them is an alternate universe, and the other 2 are just like related books. But at this point, like Amazing just isn't fun to read anymore. Like I like Slott, but he's been on it for like a decade now,
Yeah.
and the guy just needs to like let somebody else take over and like put like a fresh take on the character.
Yeah.
That's why this Peter Parker Spectacular book is really cool, because the guy that's writing it he's very funny and quippy like himself, so like he's writing the character very fun. Like Pete goes on a date with a woman he saved, and he shows up on this date. They're just getting coffee, dressed as Spider-Man, just with a suit coat on.
Alright.
And his explanation is, well, anytime somebody that I care about like knows who I am, they put them in danger. And the woman goes, so you showing up to have coffee with me as Spider-Man isn't putting me in more danger. But then, like, the Human Torch is there, like, fucking making his life harder. And he got in trouble for eating carrots inside the coffee shop. Because he brought his own food in.
Okay.
Okay.
So, like,
Because he doesn't have money, because he's poor as broke superhero.
actually, in this, right now, he owns his own company.
Yeah.
Because why the fuck not?
Yeah.
But, it's dumb stuff like that. Like, it's just a fun superhero comic. Which a lot of them just aren't fun anymore. They're always like these dour fucking crossover events where everyone's dying, and Captain America's a bad guy and killed Rick Jones.
And then they all come back to life at the end of it anyway.
I don't know. They might keep. Xavier's been dead for a long time.
Really?
Yeah, he's been dead since 2012.
They're gonna reboot that soon.
I'm pretty sure that they already hinted that he was coming back.
Yeah.
Other people have been dead for a while. I mean, the Flash was dead for 25 years.
Well, the original Flash.
Well, no, the second Flash.
Second Flash.
Barry Allen was dead for like 25 years.
Yeah, but they still have Jay Garrick. They still had Wally West. They still had.
Well, I mean, Wally West was the Flash at that point.
Yeah. So technically, the Flash wasn't dead. It was Barry Allen was dead.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Barry Allen was dead for 25 years.
But then they brought him back because he was running through time.
Well, he was running from a bullet.
That went through time.
I mean, look, Batman that's how you kill superheroes. You don't kill them; they just get lost in time.
Yes.
Batman got shot by Darkseid's laser eyes, got knocked through time, had to fight his way through time until he could find his way back to his. He went priest. It was basically the game Turtles in Time. He fought on pirate
All right,
ships.
maybe I'm
he
back.
fought dinosaurs.
All right.
See, I would read that.
I think the same thing may have had. That's actually, it was a miniseries. I forget exactly what it was called. The Return of Bruce Wayne, maybe. It was from like 20. It was pre New 52, so like 2010, 2011. But Captain America, same thing. During Civil War, he gets killed. He got trapped in time for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Like that's how it goes.
Because you get shot in the head means you get stuck in time.
Yep. He got shot. He got shot with a special bullet that trapped him in between time or some shit. Like I don't remember.
Wasn't his body still there?
Yeah.
He got shot in the head.
Yeah. Listen.
That just got him stuck in time.
You can't dig into it that much.
No, I'm gonna.
Look, it's just like right now, Tony Stark is supposed to be in a coma. So you know how they get around not being able to have Tony Stark in stuff? He created an AI of himself before he died, or like got put into this like coma.
Yeah.
So his AI controls all of his suits, has all the same quips, and is apparently kind of drunk all the time.
Makes sense, though.
So like they did this big thing where like Tony Stark can't be Iron Man anymore because he's in a coma. So it's Doctor Doom and Riri Williams are Iron Man, or Ironheart and Iron Man.
Yeah.
But Tony is still totally fucking Iron Man. He's just an AI doing it.
Yeah. Well, isn't Tony the AI in Ironheart's
Yes.
suit? Yeah.
But in Secret Empire, he is just a fully like formed AI that takes control of all of his suits to do physical things, like when he's like tinkering on stuff, trying to find ways to like save the planet.
Okay.
It's real fucking goofy.
I hate comics. Is that all the comics?
Saga's real good still too.
Okay.
I love that book. That book is so fucking. The things that get drawn in that book are just. I want to see a script for it. I've never seen what one of Brian K. Vaughan's scripts look like, but I really want to see like what he writes on a page to get those pictures drawn. Because like
weird shit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the one issue opens up with the main character, with her having a sex dream of an ex-boyfriend going down on her. Like that's how it just opens up, and she's tied to a bed. And I think that same issue ends with this weird wolf monster coming out with a bunch of saggy boobs and arms covered in blood.
And then spider TV-headed monsters having sex with each other in the next issue.
There was that. No, that was a couple years ago.
I know.
And it was a spider body human, or it was like it was basically like a centaur, but the bottom half was a spider, the top half was like a weird woman-y sort of thing.
It doesn't matter.
It does.
It's comic.
No, Saga's really good.
I know. I'm just saying it's comic books. It's stupid.
You're stupid.
Your face is stupid.
But yeah, I haven't talked about comic books in a while, so I wanted to just kind of talk about a few that I like. Daredevil's pretty good too.
That's fine.
It's all right.
I'm gonna try and berate you. I'm gonna try and make fun of you for liking comics as much as you try and make fun of me for liking the things I like.
Well, that's because you like shitty things.
That's not shitty.
Monster Hunter?
That's not shitty.
Apparently that new Monster Hunter demo was bad.
Because Monster Hunter sucks.
What's new? It's not a core game though, so I don't consider that. I don't care about it. It's not a core game.
Double Cross?
No. That's Japanese only, and that game's already out in Japan.
Well, there's a demo for it. That's apparently bad.
I mean, it's Monster Hunter. That's the core game. What's today? The 9th then?
Yes.
Tomorrow is the new one. Monster Hunter Stories demo comes out tomorrow. That's the non-core game.
That's like the story RPG one, right?
Yeah, the chibi one where you you tame monsters. And
The one that's
stuff.
way just as bad as all the rest of them.
I mean, this is an actual story mode RPG game, not like
That actually sounds okay.
a Monster Hunter game.
Yeah, but it's set in a really shitty universe.
Fair.
Again, it's not in part of the core universe either. I don't think.
Doesn't matter.
So you can't.
Monster
really
Hunter.
say-
Monster Hunter Monster Hunter equals bad.
Not really.
Yeah,
Not
no.
necessarily. But I didn't play the Double Cross demo because it's Japan.
I mean, it's region free.
Yeah, but he'll never actually get the game here unless he imports it.
Yeah, and I can't read Japanese.
Well, maybe you should try.
Might have English text in there.
I mean, yeah, I'll probably say like basic, advanced,
No, I mean,
hardcore.
Some Japanese games actually have
no,
English
no,
translation.
it's what it's gonna say basic, advanced, and hardcore. Picking which monster you're gonna fight, and then you just have to pick which weapon system you want by symbol, and then go into it and just fight. Because if you played one Monster Hunter, you know how to fight.
Because they're not good games.
No, because they're good games. I mean, they've enhanced it a little bit. So the only issue might be picking the abilities, or like which specials that you're gonna have. If you're gonna pick like aerial, whatever, like the different combat styles, because I don't know if it'll say it in English or not.
Well, so a lot of games that are released in like Southeast Asia have all English in them because like Singapore, the main language is English.
I don't know that.
So, like, I don't know if it does or not, but it could.
Yeah.
You just need to make a Japanese Switch account on your Switch.
I don't feel like doing that.
Well,
It's like a lot of work.
I mean, it's apparently no different than just making an English account.
I don't know. Then I'm gonna have to figure out how to delete it in Japanese, and I don't know.
From everything I've seen, interacting with the rest of that is basically all in English.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not gonna get it anyway, so I don't really care.
But I think that's the show, guys.
I think so.
So, it might... Hopefully the audio comes out alright.
Weirdest recording we've ever had.
It was like our best show ever that no one will ever hear.
No, I mean, I don't care what it sounds like. It's getting posted places.
Yeah.
No, I mean like the
yeah.
first intro was like the best intro we've ever had.
We've had better. Anyway, if you'd like to find more about us, you can find us at www.one-quest.com. It's down in the bottom somewhere, too. You can find the video of this podcast if you're just listening to it at youtube.com/onequestonline. You can help support us if you go to patreon.com/onequest. And you can find our social media stuff at facebook.com/onequestonline or at @1_quest. And I think I said the wrong YouTube, which is youtube.com/onequestvideo.
Yes.
Not OneQuestOnline. That's
No.
Facebook.
Yes.
And lastly, you can listen to more of our podcasts on various apps like iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, your RSS reader. If you use one of those, any podcast app, you should be able to find us.
Yep.
You just look for OneQuest. If you could rate us, review us, like us, all those fun things on those
5 stars,
different
5 stars.
on all those different platforms, we would appreciate it. It does help. And otherwise, we'll be back next week with a regular just audio recording, I think.
Yeah, probably.
I'm on call next week, so we'll probably have to do it on Skype.
Okay.
Sure. That should be fine.
Just throwing that out there.
should be good.
But yeah, so we'll see everybody next week. Thanks for watching, listening, whatever. Bye.
Bye.